Thank you. Let me first thank the organization, CGS, for arranging this timely event. Let me tell one thing that, frankly speaking, Bangladesh being an LDC is an outlier. There is no LDC country today with that kind of diversity, kind of level of GDP, level of income, etc., that falls in the category of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is much ahead of that. And we actually put that point about 5 years back to our finance minister, Ministry of Finance, and wrote an op-ed also, that why should we continue to be classified as a LDC and not be graduated out of it? Because it's a matter of self-respect as well. If Pakistan belongs to an upper category, India belongs to other category, why not we? We are no less. And actually, so debate is not issue that whether we will be graduating or not. We will be graduating. We could have graduated. I went to CDP and had discussions with them as part of government delegation, and it's clearly clear that if the government wanted, we could have graduated in 2021. The fact of the matter is that our business community and our government itself is not mentally and otherwise ready or prepared for the post-LDC period, the shocks and things that might come with that. And that's where the problem lies. So the issue that you raised is the preparedness. How far we have prepared ourselves. We have been doing well. We have been living in a comfort zone provided by the even system as a LDC, while we are really not an LDC. We are better than that. Now, issue is that there will be 3-4 types of shocks that we will have to mitigate or cope with. One is obviously trade-related issues. That is a major area that Bangladesh, we export a lot to industrial world in particular. Our exports are over-concentrated in Europe and US and other industrial countries. So we have a vulnerability there, and also vulnerability arises from the fact that we are, in many cases other than US, we are getting duty-free, quota-free access and so on. So if that goes, how we cope with that? Second issue is, of course, the aid flows. On that, actually very little that government can do. Already the donors are making Bangladesh a blend country. It is a blend country for Asian Development Bank, it's a blend country now for World Bank. So this process is already on. Since 2015, when World Bank said Bangladesh is no longer a low-income country, they started putting us into the blend category, and the process is going on. So that process will continue, and increasingly our aid basket will become non-concessional. We have to live with that as it comes. Third is intellectual property issues. Here our main vulnerabilities are on few areas, including like pharmaceutical industry or in some IT areas. We can probably get a lot more concessions from international community on that. WTO has already extended quite a bit for pharmaceutical industry. So I don't see major problem there. So the problem lies in, and labor issues is an outstanding issue. There also we have to do some more work, because international community is also focusing on that, on the labor issue, in addition to the issues like what Dr. Badul Alam Majumdar said on the democratic process or process of democratization, how far we have moved away from or where we stand. This is an issue that is lingering in the minds of the international community. So we need to address those things fundamentally. And on the trade issues, I just want to say one thing, that look, our exports are doing well, but it's very concentrated in products as well as in markets, and we're vulnerable. So we need not only we need to diversification of that, that's not happening. Also, market access issue, we have not made progress. If you look at Vietnam, Vietnam has almost a bilateral free trade agreement or special arrangements with almost every major trading partner. Name it, US, China, Japan, free trade with European Union, and a member of the ASEAN. What is left? They have covered everything. Where do Bangladesh stand? We don't have any free trade agreements or any preferential trade agreement even with any country. So we haven't started the game. Look at the export level. Bangladesh exports $40 billion. Vietnam exports $275 billion. We were together. Forget about the Korean story. Korea is way ahead, and Korea moved much ahead in the 60s. But Vietnam in 1990 was at par with Bangladesh in terms of export level of $1 billion only. Each country was exporting $1 billion. Now they are 275. We are at 44, 42, 43 billion. So we need to do a lot more homework along with our graduation process. The graduation will happen, but I don't want to see the government asking for deferment and concessionality, because that is not a very self-respecting thing. I would say we can face it, government become more proactive, more engaged, more determined in sorting out the problems along with the private sector, because otherwise the private sector will like to enjoy the comfort level that they're getting, and they will put the pressure on the government to do more on their behalf so that the market access issues is prolonged. But I believe that we can do without those preferential arrangements. If Vietnam can do it, China has done before that, Korea has done before that, we can certainly do that same path as well. We don't need the concessionality arrangements prolonged beyond, say, 3 to 6 years period that the government has asked for, because it's never ending process. So I will stop at that because I think our moderator is looking